moist sector with so much of that tropical moisture in place as we work through this very moist month of August. Well, you know, there is an unspoken respect and admiration for our military almost all the time, but even more so today.
You bet there is. From their tanks to their jets and their ships, they do have some of the most impressive equipment out there.
And this weekend, we're checking out a place where you can learn about how that's evolved over the years. Our Sean Daly joins us from the Armed Forces History Museum in Largo to show us what is on display. And Sean, you look like
a doughboy.
That's right. Earlier, I was outside on a Walker Bulldog tank. Now I am in a, look at this. I'm in a World War I trench. Oh my gosh. There's a Red Baron back there. It's getting mighty smoky in here. It's interactive. It's interactive. But then we come over here. This is World War I. And then we come over here. And look, this is Pearl Harbor right here. Oh, man. From Tora, the actual models from Pearl Harbor. And look at this gentleman right here. The genius behind all this, Mr. John Piazza, started 4 years ago, your collection, now more than 100,000 artifacts.
Yes, we're just starting to celebrate the opening 5 years ago. This is the start of our 5th year, Sean.
Oh, wow, wow. I mean, and so tell me, how did this start? Now, you were saying I was just in the World War I trench there, and that's where your first piece is that you collected?
The first piece I got was a 1918 German mortar grenade that an old girlfriend gave to me.
An old girlfriend?
Very old, yeah.
What does that mean, you know?
Well, her dad was a really great mentor. Gave me this piece back 55 years ago. And it has stayed with me, and it's developed into what you see today. From there, we went into a mobile museum that we took around in a 48-foot trailer to all the schools, civic functions, and so on. And that was part of my assisted living company that I had at that time. Okay. So 6 years ago, we sold the assisted living company. The core company had all this equipment, all this memorabilia.
Wow.
And had to do something with it. Yeah. So I thought this is not right to not have the public see it.
My gosh, 50,000 square feet right here in Largo, Florida. I'm embarrassed to say I had no idea this existed. When you walk in, I mean, this is really Smithsonian quality museum going here.
Yes, we've had a lot of comments like that, including from the Smithsonian.
Yeah, they probably want to get their grubby fingers on some of your stuff.
We were supposed to do a warehouse inspection with them to see what we could trade off. They called us up and said, you know what, we're embarrassed to tell you that you have a lot more stuff than we do with the World War II going forward. So we want to be your partners.
Yeah. So some of the cool artifacts I saw, an inkwell from the Missouri, right?
An inkwell from the USS Missouri. It's stamped from, that was part of the signing. Right. There were several different kinds of inkwells. This is one of them.
Yeah. And then you had the first American boots to step on Normandy, is that right?
From Colonel Schroeder. He was a captain at that time. He was the first man on Utah Beach. He was a local resident. He has since, unfortunately, passed away. He gave us his boots, all his gear, his flare gun, and proudly displayed it. He just loved it. He was 92 years old, and he passed away 3 years ago. But he gave us everything he's hung on to since D-Day.
And how'd you get the warships from Tora?
I tracked them down over a 12-year period. And what you see here are 4 of the 6 ships. Plus in a warehouse, I've got another ship, a 35-foot battleship, Japanese battleship. These were used by Universal in the movie in a parking lot. So they don't float. They're big, heavy, but they're right down to the detail of the tiny fire extinguishers.
Yeah, I mean, this whole museum is all about detail as well, though. Every foot, there's something authentic and just mind-blowing here.
Well, 98, as I mentioned earlier, about 98% of everything in here is original. There are very few reproductions that we've had to make.
Wow. Thank you, John Piazza, the mastermind behind the Armed Forces History Museum here in Largo, Florida. You got to come see it today. They got a lot of special events today. And in about 10 minutes, I will be riding an M8 armored vehicle out there, and we'll have video of that at 9 o'clock for you guys. So
as tragic as it may be, Sean driving a tank, we will have the video.
That's very cool. What a fun assignment this morning.
And it's an impressive collection, too. Very cool. So look on this morning right here, perfect breakfast combo. How does this sound? Cupcakes and Cubans?
It's alliterative.
You do it? Yeah, we're to sample best of both here in the Bay Area today.
Plus, we got a final check of your weekend forecast straight ahead.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Here's your positively